Rapid rehousing is now seen as the answer to reducing family homelessness nationwide. The approach is a simple one: move families from shelter to permanent housing, and is based on the belief that when a homeless family is housed, their problems are solved. Despite differences where it is applied, rapid rehousing is being implemented all around the country. Rapid rehousing was tried in New York City more extensively and for a longer period than anywhere else. From 2005 to 2011, the policy was at the heart of the city's efforts to help homeless families. Over that period, 33,000 families moved out of shelter, but the return to shelter rate increased. What that proved was that the lack of housing was not the only factor contributing to family homelessness. In its efforts toward rapid rehousing, New York City offered families time-limited rental subsidies to help them maintain permanent housing. Rather than reducing homelessness, that approach actually increased the count of homeless households by drawing them into the shelter system. The number of homeless families has continued to grow each year, with 12,155 families homeless today. Families continue to enter the homeless services system, most likely expecting another rehousing policy to materialize. In New York City, as the shelter population increased between 2005 and 2011, so did the rate at which families were found eligible for shelter. That was because greater need for shelter was revealed as rapid rehousing drew more families into the system. At the same time, the recidivism rate, or the rate at which families returned to shelter after leaving, went up. Before 2005, that rate held steady at just over 20%. In 2011, the last year of rental subsidies, the figure rose to over 45%, with the rate currently at 56%. This indicates that families are being moved into housing before they are able to maintain it. After rapid rehousing ended, the average length of stay in shelter also increased and is currently 423 days. That in turn has led to greater shelter costs for the city, which spent an average of $174.4 million annually between 2005 and 2011 to reshelter recidivist families. The cost of resheltering these families is now $280 million per year. So rapid rehousing in New York City had a destabilizing effect on the homeless services system, tripling the rate of recidivism, increasing the length of family stays in shelters, and driving up shelter costs for the city. The lesson is clear: when families have multiple needs other than simple housing, one-size-fits-all policies for addressing family homelessness do not work. In New York City, rapid rehousing was a failed experiment that produced unwanted incentives and unwarranted costs, all of which the city must now address. The caution light is on. Whether or not rapid rehousing will work long-term around the country, only time will tell.